Hello and welcome to another live stream. It's been a day that I couldn't live stream, and the reason was my Mac died. As you know, I created a couple of funny videos about it. Hope you enjoyed them, and let's just get started, I guess. And for today, we have the same thing that we're working on for a while now, for like last 3 or 4 days, which is Python 3 on Codecademy. So I hope you can hear me properly and everyone can see me and everything looks good. My lips are moving. My voice is coming clear. So as I hope, we'll get started now. So the first thing first, what I usually do is just take a paper and start writing on what I'm planning on doing today. So I'll start by removing everything from my screen which is not related to this stream, so I can be less distracted. And it happens to me that I get distracted all the time, so it's a good idea to just get rid of every single thing. And yeah, so whoever you are, Facebook user, you just gotta give permissions to this particular software which is called Melon, and we should be good. Thank you so much, everyone, for confirming. Again, Facebook user, you got to see how to do that. Okay, there we go. Now let's just get started. Let me see if we are live on all the places that we are supposed to be live on. We're on live right now on YouTube, Facebook, Facebook group, Facebook personal profile, LinkedIn, and a number of other places like Twitch. And the reason why I do it is like to record it and have it available on multiple platforms rather than, just have it at one place. And since it's my content and not someone else's content, it's supposed to be where I want it to be. And the only way that I could do it is like push it to multiple streaming platforms. So there's that. If you want to see things in a much clearer way, I think I'll recommend twitch.tv. I'll show it to you on the screen, and you'll agree that the video quality and the audio quality is way better than what you'll experience here on YouTube or Facebook, because I mean, they are bigger platforms, but they have like much bigger audience, so they have to do this compression. While Twitch is all about gaming, they were supposed to be, a much better quality than the rest of them. So yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. I'll just put it live, and then I'll move on to the next screen, not stream. I'm not moving on to any other stream as of now. So let me just make it fix. Okay, now we do get plenty of things here. I'm going to check if my my Facebook community is working fine in terms of like streaming this live. And if it does, we'll just check one more place. Okay, we'll just welcome the new members here. I hope this is showing up here. For example, I'm right now clicking on Naveed's name. I'll just post it. And the whole exercise is for testing that my audio is properly synced to the movements that I'm making on screen. And this is one of the tests that we usually do in audio. And I did it so that I can later on sync my hands movements with the clapping and everything. So this is not because I'm feeling like clapping. No, it's because I want to sync these things in future. So this is what I will do in the post-processing. Now let's just get back to this. So Sayed Faizan, that he was the Facebook user that we were talking about. The other one is Etizaz. So guys gotta give some, permission to this Melon app or something that will allow you to show your name in here. So while you do that, I'll go check on Twitch, and I'll highly recommend that you guys just go to twitch.tv and go to iSupercoder over there. And the reason why I'm mentioning this one again is because there's really this good quality of video and audio that is unavailable on any other platform, especially for my videos right now. So you can see this is like really good quality right there. And I'll check my voice as well. Yep, it is. It's amazing. So I'm going to close this. We'll just go back to Codecademy. And for if you're watching, thank you everyone for watching. A lot of you just show up later on. I mean, obviously it's like early in the morning, like 4:34, and not everyone is crazy like me. So they just show up later, but it's okay. I'll pay them later. Yeah. I'm not stealing anything. I'll just pay them later. I don't have time for that right now. Okay, so we were doing this magic 8 ball project thing, and then there was this sales shopping, and then there was this error, and then we also had a few other things. So we'll just start by finishing this project called Magic 8 Ball. Okay, let's get started. I'm gonna get some water. I don't have any water here because yeah, I was moving things around and I just gotta go get it, and I'll be back in 1 minute. So that will test my video capabilities as well. So give me a second and I'll get it done right away. No, it's not here. Design, schedule. There were videos all over the place, and now I don't have any. So that's funny. Okay, now that we have done all kinds of testing, we'll just go back and do this one. Okay, there we go. Now the Mac is heating up like crazy. I hope it doesn't stop working at all. So yeah, so we have, let me just fix my audio. Yeah, there we go. So we're importing random here. This is my name. This is a question. And then we say, is this the real life? Is this a fantasy? So that's a question. Now we have a random number that we got from random.randint from 1 to 9. So it just gives you a random number from 1 to 9 and then just prints that. And I did a mistake. No, I didn't. So if random number is 1, it's supposed to output 1. And that's how we're outputting it. So we were right here. So I was fixing this when we were gone. So we have like 9 possible answers with the magic 8 ball. And if it's 1, the random number, we're supposed to just print the name, like the person's name, and then the question. And so this is the question that they were asking. And then in the next line, we just print magic 8 balls answer, which is answer 0. This is the first one. And that's our requirement number 1. So we did a lot of these, like we did number 7 as well, like write an else if statement after the if statement. Wait. Let's just go through all of them once. So the first one was you just give a name. The second one was just create a variable, assign it this thing, which is this the real life, the song. By the way, this is a Queen song, amazing. You should go listen to it if you want to. We want to store the answer to the magic 8 ball in another variable, which you call answer. So this is the one which is empty. I'll just put a line space. And then the fourth one is, in order for answer to be different each time we run the program, we utilize the randomly generated values, which is like this random thing here, random integer 1 to 9. So it just creates a random integer for you from 1 to 9. So it could be like 1, it could be 3, it could be 5, but not more than 9, and not less than 0. sorry, not less than one. Okay, so we import the random right here. I already did that, like, I mean, before even coming to this page, because I was thinking they just wanted me to build it all, so I just did it all, and then I realized that they were like giving us instructions, but I didn't follow the instructions, so that was crazy. And let me know if there is a noise or anything, so I can fix things as I go, because I have no way of knowing until you guys tell me. So we'll just go back to comments and see what's there. And let me just hide my screen, read the comments. Yep. सर इंग्लिश में वीडियो बनाओ ताकि हमारा इंग्लिश भी इम्प्रूव होता जाए. आपको उर्दू भी इम्प्रूव करने की ज़रूरत है मेरा भाई. That's anyhow, I'll just go back. I was just kidding. You could be talking in English, you could be talking in Urdu. It's just a matter of fact that I want to show you these things in one particular language. But you have a good point that it might also help you learn a new language, because essentially what you guys will be doing is communicating with all the clients in throughout the world, and essentially what you'll be doing is using just one language. So there's no point in waiting and not learning it until there's a time and you realize that you don't speak enough good English for talking with the right clients to make enough money. So it's important to make money to learn the language now, no matter what anyone says that you supposed to आपको अपनी जुबान बोलनी चाहिए. Yes, you should, but then again, all the technical knowledge of the world exists in one language, and it's English. So yeah, there's that. Okay, now we go back to the stream, and we just go back to our screen. I always mix them up, like stream and screen and scene. Okay, so yeah, we got the random integer. Now we have a control flow, and if else statement. Now they want us to do write if statement where the random number is equal to 2, answer is assigned to the phrase. It is decidedly so. So 1 is this, 2 is this, 3 is this, 4 is this, 5 is this, 6 is this, 7 is this, and 8 is this, and 9 is this. So if it's 1, then we get the answer for 0 and print it. If it's 2, then we get the answer for 1 because of the reason that how the numbering works. So indexing in Python list. How does it work? The way that it works is just go to Geeks for Geeks and we'll explain it. Okay, now see. So this indexing starts from 0, 1. This is number 0. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. So now if list2.index of bat, if you check the bat's index, this is 1, because if it's cat, it's going to be 0. We can just run it. We'll just copy it. Oh, come on. They won't even let you copy until you log in. This is crazy. Everyone is just become, super crazy about like keeping their users in check, and they want you to log in so they can log things and they can get more funding. That now we have this many users, which is okay, I guess. I'm a male, yeah, obviously. Okay, now we copy it and we just paste it in Sublime text. And just the one, by the way, I was building this Connect 4 JavaScript game just before this one, and I did it like many years ago for one of the jobs that I was applying for, and this was fun working on that. Indexing. Wait, I'll just put it in the Python I created right here. I think I had this one right here. I have no idea. Where is it? Where are you? Hello. Yeah, there we go. So we call it the indexing, but we are supposed to call it indexing.py, which is py, not the eating pie, not the one that you eat. Okay, let's write it down like py, saves it as Python file. So what I will be doing is I'll just close this one in Sublime, and I'll open Visual Studio Code, and we'll do any coding that we'll do from now on that's supposed to be done on the local system. It's going to be on Code, Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to open that. And this is a one-time setup thingy. Maybe you'll ask for setting certain things up, but I have no idea. Every time I open something, there's this unfinished project. I have like hundreds of them. So I just forget about things. I just do a little bit of it and then move on to the next thing, which is a which is a stupid idea. But then we do a lot of things here every day, so that's okay, I guess. Now we open. Yeah, what the hell? I'll just close it for good. I don't want that. Now I'll just open Visual Studio once more, and I hope that this doesn't open that. Yeah, now it's okay. Now it's okay. So we will just do the Command O, and it's just slowing down for the streaming. And let me know if you can still hear me properly. And this is throttling usually. I was doing the new website. I'm just going back to the Python 3 opening. And it should show us indexing and indexing.py. I'm going to delete it, move to trash, and I'll just open the terminal, view, terminal, and we'll just run it here. But which one? Right here. So let's just write cat. So I'm going to show you how the indexing works. And the way that we do is like we just get the index of cat, which should print a number, the value of the index that we are on right now. So this one should print 0, right? So let's just Python 3 indexing.py should print 0. And let's just go for the pet. Should be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it should just print 4. There we go. So if we want to print something like, we want to print mat, which is on index number 0, 1, 2. So let's just go to the list 2, and we do 0, 1, 2. And it should print mat right after the number 4. A new line. So every time you do printing, it prints in a new line. So let me just show you a little bit bigger. So it printed 4 and it printed mat. We just go back, maybe make it a little bit smaller, but yeah, better. So as you can see now we have a much better solid understanding of how are the things that we want. So what I'll do is I'll just create this file, magic. How do you write this spell? Yeah. Now I'll just write it down like that. Rename. Equal pi. There is one written already, so maybe I'll call it new, just like a nice person would do that. So I wrote it down here, so I remember now. The last time I did it, I did it here. Okay, now we just run Python 3 magic 8 ball. I gotta do the pi thing. What's your name? I'm going to show you much bigger font so you can read it. Yeah. Let me just write down my name. What's your question? What's my name? Who am I? So this is the question I always ask myself. Who am I? So the magic 8 balls answer is very doubtful. So let me do once more because I love playing this game. Fahad, let's just write I supercoder. Remember the name. Question: How do is what is my code good? My code good? My sources say no. That's hilarious. It's so good, right? It's all random. It's all funny. And see, this is beautiful. I love it, and it's funny. It has a good sense of humor. So yeah, so we essentially done with it. Like we uh, are done. So now let's see a program in action. Write a print statement to output the asker's name and their question, which should be in this format. We have done that. We have printed the question. So see, this says name asks, I supercoder asks, is my code good? And then like that. So add a second print statement that will output the magic 8 balls answer in the following format, like that. My sources say no, like that. So it's good as well. Now, great job. You have successfully utilized your knowledge of conditionals and previous fundamental Python concepts to create a program that generates different fortunes. So yeah, it's a fortune teller for you. That's kind of funny at the same time. Run your program several times to see if it's working as expected. Yes, it is. It is. We tried it many times already. This is not our first time doing it. Come on. Uh, Optional challenges. We're not going to do optional challenges. There is nothing optional in life. Uh, but maybe there is. So, what if the asker, or we don't want to do that? Come on. We'll just do it later on. So, I'm not in the mood. So, we'll just call it a day, mark it done, call it a day, and maybe come back later to, fix that. Yep. Or maybe just go through the solutions. So yeah, see, they're just putting if else statements. So if it's 9, then your answer is 8. So the way that I did is like I just created a list, and I just use that one to output the information, not like this. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, why would you do that to yourself? Um, so I'll just copy it. You know what? I'll copy it. I'll paste it here. That's connecting to that. And what I'll do is I'll make it a little bit of difference here. And what's that is I'll be copying and pasting right here. And if random number is this, if random number is 2, yeah. If random number is 3, we do it like that. And copy it. Actually, we shouldn't be repeating ourselves. We don't repeat yourself is one of the concepts that we have to worry about. So if it's 2, you just make it 1. If it's 3, you make it 2. And just keep saving it, and finally just print this statement and this statement. You could do that. I'm just printing it directly. I'm just printing it. I'm so sorry. I'm still not feeling well, but we gotta do what we gotta do. So you can see that now we have an answer here, and we can just do it like that, move that. So refactoring the code that we wrote before, because now we're repeating ourselves, and there is a concept in computing called don't repeat yourself, or keep it simple stupid, which is like the KISS principle. And there's another one called don't try principle, which is don't repeat yourself. So since I was, and I pride myself on like writing good code, so that's why. So the question is the same, the name is the same, the question is the same, but the answers keep changing. And now what you could do is you could write like answer is 0, and you just copy it, and do it like that. So you now have the answer, and you just write down answer like that. Now, what we do is we have the answer here, and we also have the answer here. So in this case, what I need to do is put an end to it. If number is one, then you put answer number zero to answer, and the same goes for this one, and you put like one. There you go with the two. And there you go with the three. And see, number three would be, see, here. Reply, reply hazy. Number three is 0, 1, 2, 3. So if it's 4, it's going to be 3. So like that. So we're not going to do it for the rest of them, but you get the idea that we are supposed to do like one number less than the one that random number creates for us, because we have zero indexing and they want us to print it like that. So there's that. We're done. We just run it once more to make sure that it's working fine. We just make it a little bit bigger so you can see what's going on in my terminal. And there's that. Just make it a little bit bigger. Or maybe what we should do is we should be doing it here now. CD code and CD Python. The Codecademy Python, right? Here we go. Clear it. Make it like really, really big so it's clear as a day. We do a listing of files, which is like, you could do it like ls, which just gives you the names, like a detailed one, which gives everything about that file. So the one that we want is Python 3. Yeah, that's the one. So, see, now there's no input in here because in this program, we already gave the name and questions though. So the one that I created was way better because it asked for your name and then it did the thing. So who's the boss? Okay, and the one that we need to do here is putting like a space between this and that. So it's much better formatted. And where's this number coming from? Like that. Yeah, so it's printing that number. So we are done, I guess. And we'll just push it to the code here. And we do that. And we are done. Is this the real life? I think I need to mark all of them done. Maybe there's one that's not marked. So that's why it's not letting me go to the next one. Let's just figure that out. And we should be good. Yes, that's the first one. Gotta do the first one first. So we did it. We are just going to the next one. So in this one, we just learned about conditionals. So if-else statements. That's why they got us to do like this many number of lines with if and else and if and else. And the reason is they would just want us to, practice it. So as soon as you practice this like 10 times, you are good. You start becoming really, really good at that. I'll just take a break. In the meanwhile, just think about SaaS shipping. So I'll just make it a little bit bigger. You guys can read it now. I won't make it too big because then it won't be readable. Okay. So everyone, you can just hear me or no? Let me just see if you have any comments in here. Let me stop the video and see if there's any comments. Akil Ahmed. Okay, you must have tagged someone. Perfect. There's only 4 people watching at this moment in time. But I'm pretty sure that if I do it like at 10 p.m. every day, that would be better. But then I won't be able to, get it done actually, because my calendar says that I can't. My team usually needs me at night, at time. We just do the today thing. We don't have anything going on in here. That's weird. I should have a lot of things. Oh, because of the see, see. This one is going crazy. So I'm gonna fix that, and yeah, we'll just do it later on. So we have a lot of things going on next Wednesday, this today. So that's why I can't really, show up at that time, like 12 p.m., 10 p.m., like that. This is in a different time zone. That's why it shows up as AM. Okay, now we just saved it, and we're gonna go fix that sales shipping uh, thing. I'll just do this audio thing for syncing. And we have this new problem, which is sales shipping. Sales runs the biggest shipping company in the tri-country area. Sales shipper, sell. Okay, so the company's name is Sales Shipper. So usually what you do is you write down important information on your paper, just like you're solving a real world problem. It's not just that you are doing it for the sake of doing it. You I apologize. You gotta treat it like a real world project. That's how you get to take it seriously enough to, learn it properly and get it done nicely. Sal wants you to make that every single one of their customer has the best and most affordable experiences shipping their packages. So we're just trying to find out a way of shipping the packages in a nice and more affordable way for all his customers, like sales customers, and we're going to solve that problem for him. In this project, you'll build a program that will take the weight of a package and determine the cheapest way to ship that package using sales shipper. So okay, so Sal actually has the shipping company, and he wants to find a most affordable experience, the best and the most affordable. Can you get the best and the most affordable one? This is philosophical, but let's just leave it at that. Is this project? We'll just wait. We'll just find out the shipping cost based on the weight and the volume. So, for example, we're just shipping this camera, this one right here. So we just have a particular size of box which has a certain weight. So there's a size to it, there's a shape to it, which determines the size of the box. But the weight also is a factor in calculating the, you know, shipping. Oh man, I'm getting sleepier for some reason. I gotta get some tea, I guess. I'll be doing it in a while. I'll just go get some tea in about half an hour when my kids go to school. So you have ground shipping premium. You have ground shipping, like just like when you're sending some package, you have multiple options to send it. Like if you want to make it fast, you can make it just the normal one. And you can also do the drone shipping, which is a new thing, and it's a flat charge. And I've seen this thing somewhere. Where was it? In an expo somewhere. So you order that thing, the product. So you order the product, and you essentially get a drone flying up there, and you go out. There's a certain place on the ground where the drone drops off your package or just parks in there, and you can just. What we did was we just went upstairs during the COVID, and the drone comes down, and there's this place. I'll show you. I'll show you. Just a moment. I can't really find this thing here. So this was something like this on the ground. So the drone drops off at here, and that's how to do it. I'll just go back and I'll just go back and show you. Can't really find that drone thing. I wanted to show it to you. I can't see it, but as soon as I see it, I'll show it to you how that worked. I've seen it working with my own eyes, and it's just brilliant. It just drops off with the accuracy of like 8 inches. That's amazing. And you just take it out, and the drone flies away. Now, let's just share the screen, and we should be good. Sometimes it's just so we calculate it based on three things. One is ground shipping, one is ground shipping premium, the third one is drone shipping. The prices are like this: price per pound, flat charge. So the flat charge is only applicable to these two. So, which is a small flat charge plus a rate based on the weight of our package. So you do a flat charge, and then based on the weight of the package, you calculate the price per pound, and you add it to the total flat thing. So the flat charge is like 20 for all of these, but the weight of the package, depending upon the weight of the package, you just put the price on that per pound. But again, there is a rule about if it's more than 2 pounds, it becomes it's because it's like a bigger package. So now you charge a little bit more than that. But if it's more than like 2 and then less than 6, you surcharge it a little bit more. And the same goes for like above 6 and between 10. And if it's more than 10, you charge even more. So it depends upon the weight of the package, that how much you charge per pound, but then you also have to add like a flat charge. So there is a minimal of this much, but there's this additional one depending upon the weight. So this is just to make sure that the people don't exploit this, flat charge, and they just add more in terms of fee to the weight. So nobody sells like a bigger package, like people fill up their boxes too big. So ground shipping premium is like this, and this one was ground shipping, this one was ground shipping premium, this one was there is a lot of other things. So that's what we got, but now we're just getting started with the project, and wish us good luck. So the first one we have to do is define a weight variable and set it equal to any number. So we'll just do weight, and we just put a 0 in it, and we save it, and it will be marked done. Okay, they're not marking it done for some reason. We have to do it ourselves. Now the second thing we need to do is create an if-else statement for the cost of ground shipping. It should be checked for weight and print the cost of shipping a package of that weight. So the way that it works is, so the ground shipping, this one, the ground shipping table that we have to do. So this is the table. We just copy and paste it, and I'll explain what I'm doing here. So what you do is you make a comment. Okay. Now, if weight is, you just gotta see how I'm writing these statements. So if the weight is greater than, if it's less than or equal to 2, and all the weights are in pounds, and do that. If the weight is LF, so we're writing that. For the first one, we write it 1.50. So that is per pound. And we calculate the cost. The second part is where we cost. So sorry, I don't know why I'm getting easier. And let's just put some water. Drinking water from a 7-Up bottle, a truly Pakistani thing to do. So we have a variable for cost. We just put it like keep doing it for all of them. The way that I'll do is I'll just copy and paste it until we're done with all of them. Okay. But one thing that we'll do in the end, and I'll show you what I mean. We'll just do a plus 20 in here. So plus 20. Obviously, we have to fix a few other things before we can call it a day. And we don't have to do the PHP, we don't have to put the semicolon. But there is a use for semicolon. If you're putting multiple statements on one line, it makes sense to do that. But here it doesn't. Because it's not like not denoting the end of statement here, just like C or C++ or PHP or any other language like JavaScript. In JavaScript, it's supposed to be nothing. Our new versions it would be like the semicolon, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that is true. I remember correctly. I was just kidding. I don't make stupid mistakes. Now if the weight is like over 2 pounds, but less than or equal to 6. So, and weight is less than equal to 6. That's how you do it. Over 2 lb, pounds. And now the third one, how many statements that we had? Like 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the third one must be above 6. Over 2 pounds, it's 3. Okay. Now we put 3 in here. The third one is 4. We also got to change that to 6. And this has to be between 6 and 10. Just like that, we updated that information. And now we have cost, which is. So one thing that you guys got to notice here is that what I'm doing, I want to explain how the programming works. See, this one feels like you're doing like this legwork or the monkey coding, but the way that programming works is you're implementing these business logic all the time, which is kind of static. Like you don't do decisions on your own. You're just replicating the business logic that you have put in place in your business into code. So this could be boring. That's the way it is. But yeah, you can see it's interesting and at the same time, and you can just get things done and get paid for that. So you're solving problems for your customers in order to get paid. And you could just use any language for solving that. In this case, we're using Python, but you could just be using anything. So the screen is not showing. It was not supposed to show at that time. It was not supposed to show at that time. Can you see it now? Because I showed it. I'm pretty sure that I showed it, and at that time, Yeah. Could you make sure that you can see my screen now? Hello. You gotta be quicker than that. So confirm, and I'll go back to this one. So I just wanted to show you that like you gotta fix these things properly in order to implement the business logic clearly, and that's coming from this table, and we're just copying and pasting and copying and pasting and making sure that all this logic is implemented. So in case of £2 or less, it's 1.50. In case of over 2 points but less than six, three. So we've done that. And if it's between six, like above six, but closer or equal to, less than or equal to 10, then we just put four in here. So I'm going to do four here. Done. And there's this one, which is weight is greater than 10. So greater than 10 is like more than 10 is like that. And we just put a 4.75. So there's always a surcharge for sending more weight. So that's done. Okay. Wait. Yeah, we're done. The second one was supposed to be this one. So what I'll do is I'll just keep this one in check. I won't be needing this because this is not essential anymore. We just implemented that logic, and we can always have a look at the table, and we gotta write the clean code as well. So we good here. We just go back and we just comment here. So say that this is ground shipping. We are just nice people, and we want person coming after us to know what we're talking about here in our code. So let me see. Yeah. So you could see it before, right? At that time when I was not showing it, I was not supposed to show it, and you were getting it late. Like I think there is a certain delay in me saying something, and then it's showing up after 10 or 15 seconds to your screen. And I think they do it for certain reasons, which I won't be talking about until you want my stream to be not monetized. So number three, a package that weighs 8.4 pounds should cost 53.6 to ship in normal ground shipping. So that's how it works. Tester, your ground shipping gets the same value. So we just put like 8.4 pounds, and we just put cost. So the cost is zero, but this should work in the ground shipping. And we will just print cost. So it should print 53.60. So just run it. Yep, we're good. We just go to the next one, ground shipping premium. So they want us to do the same thing, but for the ground shipping premium. You want to do that? I don't want to do that. It's the same what they call same shit, different day. Yeah, let's do it anyway because we like that. This is boring, but we are working for a customer, and there's a saying in Urdu called in Punjabi called "Nokar ki de nakhra ki." So we just gotta do it. So ground shipping, the ground shipping premium, we just update that data, and now we make sure that we implement this one, this logic. So this is flat charge of 125. But why is that? We gotta understand that. So we just go back, ground shipping premium, which is much higher flat charge, but you aren't charged for weight. So there is no weight-based charging, but then you have like one big chunk of money that you gotta pay. So there we go. We don't need to implement anything. It's just 125, pay it, get it done, done. So we just do it like that. No wait. 125. There we go. Done. Done with a ground shipping premium. How would you make sure that we select the right kind of ground shipping? So we got to do this one. So we have to put like an if statement. Okay. Print it out for the user just in case they forgot. Okay. We just don't need to calculate it right now. So yeah, yeah. They just don't want us to do anything in terms of ground shipping, because then we also have to have a way of knowing that it is premium ground. They don't want us to do anything about it. So we just moving on to the drone shipping, which is write a comment for this section of the code, drone shipping. They want us to write a comment, and the dude bites. We call it drone shipping. So essentially, what they're teaching us is these techniques, good coding practices. So they want us to do again and again. I know that it gets boring, but then you do it again and again, and there comes a day that you just good enough to keep doing it with the muscle memory that you have built. Okay, now create an if-else statement for the cost of drone shipping against 8 and print the cost of shipping a package of that weight. Okay, fine. We just have multiple drone shipping options in here. So what we'll do is we'll just copy it and we paste it. Now we calculate based on £2 or less is 4.5. Obviously, the drones are the new technology and they will become cheaper eventually. I mean, they will be much cheaper than the other things, someone driving to your house and shipping it. But now, as of now, the drones are expensive. We just gotta charge the batteries and take care of a lot of things and huge infrastructure, so it gets expensive that way. So the price per pound is this, and there's no flat charge. So we don't want to do any flat charging. That's a good thing about it. I don't know, the flat charging is done for a certain reason, but I mean, if it's more convenient, they won't charge you any flat fee in most cases that I know of. So 4.5, then over £2 and 6. This is like 9.0. And the third one, 12.0. The fourth one is 14.25. And we are done, I guess. So we'll just do 1.5 pounds. The cost is should be okay. So 6.75. We'll just write it down in here. So it's supposed to print that 6.75. Why it didn't do that? 1.5 by 6.75. So 1.5, then we calculate the cost. We don't add any E20, so we gotta remove that. See, now that's where you have to put like extra effort into testing, and that's why you do the automated testing. So you test for all the different parameters and make sure that you didn't make a mistake while you're coding that, or you made a change in future and you run the test and make sure that it all works fine. Now we a package that weighs 1.5 pounds should cost. Okay, I gotta do 1.5. Yeah, so the weight is 1.5. It's fine, it should be fine. The reason is it wasn't working is because I put the space before the print statement. So this is 6.75. This is working perfectly. And I mean, if you want, I can share the code with you, but there's not much going on in here. Oh, we're done. We start the next section, but I'm getting sleepier. I'll just go get I just go splash some water on my face and we'll come back in a while. So we will talk about the bugs after this, but I'm gonna take a 4 or 5 minutes break. Thank you so much, Kasim and other guys. So, okay, perfect. So I hope this was good and you guys could see what I was doing. And yeah, only two of you are watching. I think the Python series is not that interesting for many folks, and we're just doing a project. So if else statements is what we are doing here. And I'll be creating a separate video about just if else statements. And that should fix things for us. Just a short video showing things. I'm gonna take a break. I'll just check if I have any video for like taking a longer break because I want to do it for like 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay, I decided to take a quick break and we're back. So a minute earlier. And because people are going away and we are just done for like 1 hour now. Now, what we should do is just moving on to the next thing, which is the error. How do you pronounce it? Errors. Okay. So we just gotta fix the bugs. And for bug fixing, okay, now we'll just talk about why we call any problem with the software a bug. And what happened is the story goes that it's September 9th, 1947, computer scientist Grace Hopper found a moth in the Harvard Mark II computer's logbook and reported the world's first literal computer bug. So essentially, it was like a little bug, and that's where the naming convention comes from. However, the term bug in the sense of technical error dates back at least to 1878 and with Thomas Edison, because there is a bug in the machine. So that's where it comes from, like having a bug, a literal bug. So it wasn't even from the computers. Python reference to the mistakes within the program is errors and would point to the location where an error occurred with what is it, like the pointy corrector. I always forget that name. When a program throws an error that we didn't expect to encounter, we call those errors bugs. So essentially, a bug is some error that we don't want in there. So it could be like any kind of bug. It could be a fatal error. It could be like a syntax error. It could be like any number of errors, which we'll talk about in the next upcoming thing, just in a second. Okay, programmers can call the process of updating the program so that it no longer produces the bugs. It's called debugging. And you have a bug, you debug it. During your programming journey, you are destined to encounter innumerable red errors, like always. Some even say that 75% of the development time is spent on debugging. But what makes a programmer successful isn't avoiding errors, it's knowing how to solve them. And a good place to start is understanding what they are. In Python, there are many different ways of classifying errors, but here are some common ones. So like there's one called syntax error, which I talked about before. This is caused by not following a proper structure of the language. The second one is name error, and which is errors reported when the interpreter, not the interpreter, interpreter detects a variable that is unknown. So this happens when there's something that's not known to the program or the Python interpreter. That's the program that runs like the Python code is called Python interpreter. Um, the third one is type error, and it's usually about like when an operation is applied to an object which is a different type, inappropriate type. So if you're trying to do something with a string that is supposed to be done with the integer, it would just create a inappropriate type error. So it's called a type error. So we have like three syntax, the second one being name, and the third one being type error. Okay, so we just go back to the next one. We just read it all and it was important. But what I'll do is I'll just copy it and send it to my AI assistant, which is Chat GPT. So we'll just put it over there, and it's kind of interesting the way that it happens is I okay, now what I did here is made a mistake. I just not making sure that I have this. Yeah, I'm going to the login and it should just take me there, right? Because it wasn't logged in and for some reason it was redirecting in a weird way, but I could be wrong. So I'm gonna go for this one. Actually, this is not the one that I should be going to. Or maybe I should be. Because I have two different ones. and one is for like personal stuff, and one is for more like live streaming stuff, or the one that I want to show other people. So yeah, here we go. I'll just put in here, and it should like create a commentary on that, which you already know about. So we just move to the next one, and we talk about the syntax errors. So syntax error is how it looks like here, and yeah. So if you misspell a Python keyword, misspell a column, miss a column, then you miss the parentheses. You also have bracket. So square bracket, parentheses, or curly brace. You could have like a number of these issues when you don't do them right. And this would be a syntax error. So you're not writing it properly. That's why it's called a syntax error. It's supposed to follow a convention of doing things. If you're starting a brace, then it should end with a curly brace. And if you're starting something with a parenthesis, like a starting one, you gotta end it with a parenthesis. If you're starting something with a bracket, square bracket, then you should end it with this, not any of these. So this, in this case, if you do that, that would be a syntax error, among other things. So yeah. Now let's just go to the instructions. In the script.py, your coworker Carolyn, and why is that? Like, okay, wrote a fortune cookie, a program that is supposed to print out a possible fortune based on a number. So it's just like the one that we did before, like in the start of the video. And if you haven't seen it, just go to the start of the video, where I'm solving this random integer thing, and like it assigns a certain, it prints a certain thing, like an answer to the 8 ball pool thingy. So yeah, it's just like that. Okay, so it's the same thing essentially. Run the program to check it out. Just run it. See, the syntax error shows up because there is this one called if fortune equal equals to 0. So you're missing like a full colon here, and there might be more, but yeah. Oh no, can you find them all? There must be more. So there is this print, and we're finding the next one. So just what the way that it works for me is, the first one we encountered here, so we just got to look downwards, not upwards. L if, so there, see, with the color coding, you can just see that it's missing something. So we fixed the else if, and now we should look into print. See, the print one is missing a parenthesis. So there was a parenthesis missing. There was this spelling mistakes, and there was this column missing. So there were like multiple things wrong with it. So we found 3 of them, and this should be okay. Yeah, we found all of them, and we just go to the next one. So this is how you do it. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. This all reminds me of certain songs from certain singers. So I just gotta, okay, yeah, I just copy it and paste it to my knowledge base. And now I just go to the next one. I'm training my chat GPT model to, answer my questions based on that. Name errors. So name error is reported by Python interpreter when it detects a variable that is unknown. So this occurs a variable, and a variable is used before it's been assigned a value, or then the point at which it was defined. The Python interpreter will display the line of code where the normal error was detected, the name error was detected, and indicate which name is found that was not defined. That's quite easy. In here, an example, name error messages looks like them. So it's not pointing anywhere, but it will show you which file name, which line number, and which module this problem is, and it will also print the line which has a problem. So name error, name score is not defined. Okay, now we go to the next one. So if you misspell a variable name or not define forgot to define a variable, then this happens. And I've done that many times. Okay, now in script.py, another team member, Alex, wrote, "Who wants to be a millionaire?" question and four options. If the answer is in uppercase or lowercase a, then the score goes up. Run the program to check it out. Yeah, so they just wanted us to run to see the error. And now there's a name error right here. So line number 13 points that and option 3. As you can see, there's no option 3. So how do we fix that? We just define. So there's no uh, variable declaration and assignment in here. So we just got to do an option 3 and up there and put some data in it. But let's see what data. And there must be other ones. So they want us to find more. So name errors. So option 3 and option 4. Then we'll have on answer A. See the score. That's not correct name. So see, they had the problem. So we found all of them, I guess. There were like two problems and we fixed them all. I thought the small letter was a problem, but it's checking for like A or capital A. So that wasn't the problem. Okay, the third one is type errors. And I'll just go back and put the name errors in the. So what we can do is now go back here and do the next. And the type errors are supposedly the one, see, the one that I was talking about. You multiply an integer with you're making a string like 2 plus 0.25, which is like a float value that you're trying to add to like a string, which doesn't make any sense unless you want to concatenate them and then you would make them both a number, but then also at the same time you just put them in a way that they can be printed together. But yeah, that's not the case here. So this one right here will be creating a type error. So just run it and it will give you an error. And this one right here gives us the line number 15. By the way, I'm getting sleepier, so I'll be taking off after this. We'll just go back to this after some hours, maybe, but maybe tomorrow, maybe in the evening. But I'll be creating this like playlist for of multiple videos doing this Python thing. Let's just go to your comments and see what happens. Yeah, you can see me sleepy, right? Zishan, Ilya, thank you so much for joining. Let's just go back here and see there's a type error on line number 15, and the rectangle area. Okay, so most recent file script line number 15, the module, the rectangle area is plus area, str not integer. Length width I think what's going on here is line number 15. Length and width. So this is correct. This is not bad. It's supposed to work fine. Seems good to me, but I don't know how to solve that. So let's just get a hint. Ah, see? So you gotta do plus. But usually the way that it's done is like, let's just run it and see what happens. Yeah. So that's that. So there was this plus sign. Yeah. So we just review this once more. We have syntax error, we have naming error, name error, and then we have type error. And there are logical errors which have nothing to do with it, but you wrote a bad business logic, so that's logical. Okay, so up next, start the next lesson. We're not going to do that, but I just want to show you what we're going to do in the next one. And I'm not sure that I'll be doing it today or like in a few hours, but maybe tonight or early morning tomorrow, just like today. Just like we're doing today. So it's oh wow, it's just amazing what it is. We already did some work with that. So it's going to be a list, and then we're going to finish everything that has to do with lists in the next one. Yeah. Introduction to list, gradebook, all of that. We'll do that either late today or tomorrow, early morning. So that's that. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Goodbye. I'm sleepy.